My favorite dorky junior superheroine is back, and she brought a couple of friends. The Marvels. Now, full disclosure, Captain Marvel, I didn't hate that film or Brie Larson's performance, but there was room for improvement. Especially in her character's emotional spectrum. Good news, she's far more human now, and less, I don't want to say annoying, but yeah, I'm leaning towards annoying. She definitely feels more like a superheroine rather than a character who tells you they're a superheroine. The actress playing Monica Rambeau, spelled differently than Stallone's character, who also may or may not take on the moniker of binary, as in binary stars. Though personally I would have called her Starshine. But that's just me. Her character was introduced in WandaVision and was decent, but kind of underutilized in places. She gets a lot more screen time now, and we sort of get a deep dive into her character and the trauma she experienced in the WandaVision miniseries. Well, I say trauma. For those of you who don't know, she got snapped, and by the time she came back, her mom had passed away from cancer. Something I can relate to. I mean, losing a parent, not necessarily the same parent. Her character is funny, but knows when to be serious, and works very well off of Larson's character when they finally clear the air from past trouble. As for my favorite of the bunch, Iman Vellani, I believe her name is still awesome and dorky and charming and relatably geeky as Kamala Khan. She totally geeks out over Captain Marvel, and even a little bit about Monica's character. And she's definitely improved her superheroing, full control of her powers most of the time, but still can get in and over her head. So I found her once again the most relatable of everybody. If I had superpowers, I'd probably be just like her, no matter what kind of powers they were. And she also sort of gets trial by fire. She kind of gets drafted into certain situations where a kid might be in over their head, but while she does suffer a tiny bit of shell shock in places, she perseveres and is a legit member of the team. All three actresses work very well off of each other and on their own, and considering what was set up at the end of the movie, no spoilers, I do want to see another team up in some form, or at the very least more solo stuff from everybody. As for the rest of the cast, once again, Kamala's family is priceless. They are so relatable. I would feel right at home in the Khan residence, despite me being white and them being far Middle Eastern. I think that's how you classify it. Families are pretty much the same everywhere. Mrs. Khan was especially impressive. She demonstrates that not only is the most dangerous creature in the universe a mom protecting her offspring, but also a wife protecting her husband. Mr. Khan and his son are both funny and endearing, because even though they may not have superpowers, well, none of them do except for Kamala, they don't shy away from helping people in some way. That to me was key in my liking them. They're just like the parents in the Shazam series, or Shazam franchise. Basically, if you gave them powers, they'd be protectors of the whole world and 5 other star systems in the neighboring area. I loved them. Once again, we get to see Nick Fury, and Sam Jackson brings his A game. I just finished watching him get put through the ringer in Secret Invasion. I binge watched that before I watched this. But he doesn't let past trauma get to him. He is still a leader. And that really spoke to me. There are also other various cast members, some of whom we only see briefly, but they do leave a lasting impression. The villain is a little bit flat, along the same lines as Ronan the Accuser from Guardians of the Galaxy. But she's a bit smarter. And also, her beef with Captain Marvel is a bit more personal. No spoilers, but I will say this. You get where she's coming from, even if she's approaching things the wrong way. And if she had just gotten out of her own way and maybe accepted an olive branch at some point, maybe things would have turned out different for her character. I'm not going to say what exactly happened, but you probably get the picture. The cat's back from Captain Marvel, and thankfully he doesn't scratch anyone's eye out. His first interaction with Kamala is hilarious, even though I've seen it 50 times in the trailers. Still funny. And let's just say the cat still has a really good personality. I think that's about it for the cast. There are a couple surprises cast-wise towards the end, but I'm not going to spoil it. You got to see this to believe it. Let's go with the effects. They're colorful, but they feel organic. You can tell where the animation is, but you can suspend your disbelief just a little bit, because the way the Marvel trio moves and fights together, and what happens when their powers get all wonky, it still works. The locations, various planets, space station above Earth, which felt very Justice League-esque. Frankly, I want to see Nick Fury's station compared to the Watchtower in the Snyderverse. Well, maybe not the Snyderverse, but everything felt real, even though you knew it wasn't. They probably used sets heavily in areas instead of just blue screen everything or green screen everything, and that helped. The story itself is quick and straightforward. It doesn't, what do you call it? Drag its feet. It doesn't drag its feet. And the wrap-up, while quick, it's still satisfying. The music was subdued. It didn't feel out of place like some of the music in Captain Marvel. And overall, everything just came together, and we got a short, sweet, entertaining, proper comic book-esque film that is a break from all the heavy stuff, but not a complete break. There is some heavy stuff that needed to be there, but not Infinity War level heavy. It allowed for just proper entertainment while being true to the Marvelverse. And I hope we see more of this universe, and maybe a few others, again in the near future. Which hopefully will be nearer than you think, because the writer's strike is finally, or the writers and actors strike is finally over. So everybody's able to do their thing again. Hopefully. So yeah, if you're a fan of this long-standing franchise, which started way back with Iron Man, give this film a look. If you want to see a trio of girl bosses that actually earn that title and aren't Mary Sue-ish, but actually feel like true superheroines, give this film a look. Pick your favorite and try and live up to their standards. This is Mr. J signing out and reminding you, just because you're young doesn't mean you can't do super deeds. And the same goes for if you are a total geek. Just be careful you don't geek out during a fight scene, because that's when you get punched. In this case, sucker punched.